Looking to move to Hamilton but not sure where to live? With so many great communities here in Hamilton, I know it can feel overwhelming choosing the right one for you. Now, in this video, I'm breaking down the 6 best neighborhoods in Hamilton for families, professionals, or anyone looking for their perfect home. Now, if you're considering moving here to Hamilton, Ontario, this video will give you the inside look at the best communities for lifestyle, affordability, and convenience. I've also created a Hamilton city guide with you in mind because I know there are so many things to consider and to ask, right? Making sure that you have made the right decision to call Hamilton your home. Now, I will leave the link for you to download this guide in the description, which you can dive in to these 6 best communities, which I specially handpicked just for you. And I'm going to break down these 6 different communities, rating them from the most expensive to the least expensive. And I want to hear from you when the one that hits your budget seems within your budget. Let me know in the comments that that one is your neighborhood that you'll be choosing to live in Hamilton, Ontario. And I will also share with you some pros and cons of each community. Of course, you want to know the pros, right? And the cons also, so you don't make a mistake in choosing to purchase a house in the wrong neighborhood that doesn't suit your affordability, your lifestyle, or your convenience. Now, let's dive in. The first community that we're going to look at is Waterdown. Waterdown has a charming small town feel with great amenities and a strong sense of community. Good schools, parks, and a mixture of older and newer homes. But with this, there are also some top pros why persons are choosing to live in Waterdown, and there are also some cons, right? Now, the pros are a strong sense of community and a small town feel. Beautiful parks and outdoor spaces. Waterdown has lots of greenery and safe neighborhoods. Convenient access to Burlington, Milton, and the GTA. So if you're commuting for work or you have lots of families and friends that you often visit in the GTA, then this is an ideal community for you. However, there are some cons which include, remember I said I'm listing from the highest price to the lowest price. So of course, this might be a con for you with the higher real estate prices compared to some other communities, which I will mention as I get into this video. Now, the average price for a house in Waterdown is $1,155,156. Now, this might suit your budget, or this might be a con for you because it is not affordable. It's not within your budget, but don't worry, not to fret. I have other communities coming up which might be more suiting for your budget. So this is one of the cons that you might find. It has limited nightlife and entertainment options. If you're moving from the GTA where you're used to that high life, that lots of things to do, then Waterdown might not have all of those options. Another con is that you might feel a little bit isolated. Remember I said it has a small town feel, a more community feel. So it can feel a little bit isolated from the Hamilton downtown core, which might be a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know in the comments. Now let's look at the second neighborhood that I handpicked just for you, which is Ancaster. Now this is one of the most desirable and upscale areas in Hamilton. Beautiful historic charm, iron homes, and fantastic schools. Great for families and retirees. So if you're looking for that luxurious uptown feel, if you're moving from the GTA and you have some money, then Ancaster would be the perfect spot for you. So now you might be wondering, what are the cons of living or choosing to purchase a home in Ancaster? And of course, it is the affordability, because it is one of the most expensive communities here in Hamilton, which means the average house price here in Ancaster is over $1 million. To be exact, coming from the February 2025 market stat from my real estate board, the average price is $1,068,998. So let me know if this one fits within your budget, or if not, you will just write skip. You will skip this one and you wait for the others when it comes down to affordability. Another pro is that some areas lack public Transit. Remember, I said this is one of the most upscale neighborhoods in Hamilton. So, of course, if you don't drive, then this will definitely be a con for you. But we have others coming up. And have you subscribed as yet? Go ahead and hit the subscription button right now so you will see when more real estate videos, especially around Hamilton, Ontario, drops. Now, the next neighborhood, number 3, is Dundas, a picture square town with a mix of historic homes and also some new built homes. So Dundas is known for its art scenes, its nature trails, and also that small town vibe feel, right? And it is more connected to Hamilton. It's a little bit outskirt, more to the west, but you feel more close to the core, unlike Waterdown, right? So these might be some pros for you. Now, some of the cons of choosing to live in Dundas includes the lack of newer development. So Dundas has a more historic feel, more older homes. Yes, it has some newer ones, but less new development. So if you're looking for a newer home, Dundas might not be the choice for you. It's more older feel. And with Dundas too, you get a lot of land spaces. So it's more bigger house and more land spaces, right? So you get more for your money when it comes on to land spaces. The home prices can be high on demand. Yes, you can see house prices for even $4 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million in Dundas. So if you have your money, of course, and if you're looking for that luxury also compared to Waterdown and Lancaster, then Dundas might be for you. But on the flip side, this can be a con. It might not fall within your budget. Some areas also have older infrastructures and need some update. So it's like even the town is more like a small antique feel where you have a lot of antique shops, a lot of tea shops. So if you're in that vibe, like that Hispanic, like that older feel, then you might be okay with choosing Dundas. Now, also the average house price is within the millions. So from my February 2025 market stat, I'm seeing $1,898,000 for the average house price in Dundas. Is Dundas for you? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Next up, number 4, we have Glanbrook, a growing suburban area with new developments, larger homes, and a quieter lifestyle. Now, this is perfect for families who are looking for modern homes with more space. So I would recommend Glanbrook if you are looking for more modern living because it has lots of newer development. And if you're also looking for a newer space, then Glanbrook would be a perfect fit for you. Just to add a few more pros if you decide on choosing Glanbrook. So as I mentioned, newer development and more modern homes, quieter, family-friendly neighborhood. So if you have small kids, then this is the ideal neighborhood that I would recommend for new and upcoming families. More affordable than some central areas too, less traffic and congestion. So if Ancaster doesn't cut your budget, if Dundas doesn't feel your vibe, if Waterdown is too expensive for you either anyways, and you want to be more in Hamilton, then Glanbrook would be a perfect fit for you as a professional or if you have a young family growing up. This is a booming, thriving community for families. Let's look at some of the cons. Now, if you're looking into something more close to the downtown core of Hamilton, now this might be a con, especially if you don't drive and you're planning on commuting to and from the GTA, you want to be close to the GO train, the GO bus, then this might be a little further out of reach. It might be a con for you. Fewer amenities and shopping centers. So you're away from the mall. We have 2 major malls. We have Limeridge Mall, we have Jackson Square Mall, 3 actually, and we have Eastgate Mall, which is closer to the east side, more in Stony Creek. So you're a little bit more away from the shopping areas and the shopping centers. Public transit options are a little bit more limited, more accessible than Ancaster, but more limited. Now let's look at the average house price for a house in Glanbrook, which is a little less than $1 million. My stats is showing $940,000 and $130. So this sounds a little bit more affordable, and this would be my recommendation if you're looking for that same luxury feel, but a little bit more affordability compared to Ancaster, then this would be the go-to community that I would choose for you. Next up in line, we're at number 5 is Stony Creek. Stony Creek has a mixture of urban and suburban living. You're close to the lake, easy access to the QEW, ideal also for professionals and families, but it is within a lower price bracket, right? So if you're on a tight budget, then Stony Creek does it. Now let's look at some of the pros and cons of you choosing Stony Creek. So one, we did mention one, it's a mixture of suburban and urban lifestyle. So it has that mixture of like Dundas and Ancaster, sort of a mixture. You have a mixture of population here. You're close to Lake Ontario, which is a beautiful scenery. If you get a property close to the waterfront, I'm sure that you will enjoy that scenery. It has good schools, good parks, and there's a mall there. There's Eastgate Mall. Depends on if you're up at Upper Stony Creek on the mountain or Lower Stony Creek, right? And there's also easy access to the QEW. So if you want to commute to Toronto or even to Niagara, it's a perfect spot for you to go either ways, east or west. You can hop on the QEW and you're east or west in Toronto in less than an hour. Now, of course, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, what are the cons in choosing Stony Creek? And I've got you covered. Now, the cons would be, again, a higher real estate price compared to the number 6 one that we're going to get to next. It has a little higher real estate value. So Stony Creek can get a little bit more busier with commute and traffic, of course, because you have more people living here. More affordability, right? So more persons are going to choose here compared to Waterdown, Dundas, or Ancaster. So you have to deal with that competition when it comes on to the traffic. Now let's look at the average house price for a property in Stony Creek. And my market stat is showing me $763,384. Now, if the others doesn't fit within your budget, now I'm sure that you can find something within Stony Creek. And remember, this is the average price. There's different price when it comes on to condo, to townhouse, semi-detached, detached, right? So this is just the average. You can find something below or a little above, but that's just the average. Does Stony Creek sound like your fit when it comes on to lifestyle, affordability? Let me know in the comments by typing yes or no. Now, before we get to number 6, the last one, have you subscribed to the channel as yet? If not, go subscribe right now. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. Oh, yes. Thank you. I see you. Now, number 6 is Hamilton Mountain is a hot spot. Hamilton Mountain is a top choice. Now, Hamilton Mountain always wins when it comes on to affordability, convenience, and family. Yes, if you're a professional, if you have family, or if you just want to purchase your first house, Hamilton Mountain got you, right? And Hamilton Mountain have different areas. There's east, which you're more closer to Stony Creek, and there's west, where you're more closer to the Ancaster side, and there's central Hamilton. So there are a lot of different little communities within Hamilton Mountain, but Hamilton Mountain is a prime spot. It is diverse and affordable, has lots of different schools to choose from. The transit, yes, it's on point, maybe not as on point as Toronto or the GTA, but there are a lot of different options when it comes on to transit. It is great for first-time home buyers, families looking for that convenience and for that lifestyle in Hamilton. And remember, I told you, I've created a Hamilton City Guide just for you. You will find it in the description below. But let's look at some of the cons as it relates to Hamilton Mountain. Then we'll get into the price of the average house here in Hamilton Mountain. Of course, as can compare to any other cities, any other communities, but unfortunately, Hamilton Mountain has some of the higher crime rates compared to the other communities that we have mentioned. So when it comes on to safety, to break into car thefts, yes, we have all of those things happening here in Hamilton also. It's not just a GTA, but it is more prevalent in the Hamilton Mountain compared to the other communities. It has older neighborhoods that might require some renovations. Yes, we have some areas with newer developments, but not as much as like Stony Creek areas and the other areas that I've mentioned. It can feel crowded with high density because this is one of the more affordable communities. So you'll find a lot of persons choose here, Hamilton Mountain, to purchase their first house. So if you don't want to crowd, the high density, the congestion, then you might have to put a little bit more money in to purchase your house outside of this area. Now let's look into the average house price of a house here in Hamilton Mountain. From my market stats, it's showing $739,336. So yes, it is at the lowest price level, but it comes with some cons. So you will want to consider, weigh your pros and your cons, weigh your budget, weigh the different things, the lifestyle, whether you have family, just weigh all the pros and cons of all these 6 different neighborhoods, which I will just run over again. There is Waterdown, which is comes with the highest cost. Then we have Ancaster, which is the next highest cost. There is Dundas, there is Lancaster, there's Stony Creek, and there's Hamilton Mountain. Now, I would like to hear from you which city sounds like the one that suits your needs and your family's needs. Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you're planning on moving to Hamilton, I have the Hamilton City Guide for you in the link in the description. And if you're looking for a Hamilton realtor who is familiar with the different cities and the good spots and the bad spots in Hamilton, feel free to book your consultation call. I will also put that in the description below. And let me know in the comments which video you would like to see next. And go ahead and watch this video here on how you can purchase your very first house.